Common billing practices for complete home wiring projects typically fall into two main categories. Firstly, rough-in and trim payments, and secondly, billing cycles at completion percentages. Let's delve into each of these. Rough-in and trim payments involve two primary payment milestones. Payment number 1 is typically made after the rough-in electrical work is complete. This usually represents around 40 to 50% of the total project cost. Payment number 2 is the final payment, made after the trim work is finished, accounting for the remaining 50 to 60%. Alternatively, you can set up billing cycles based on specific percentages of completion. For example, 25% upon rough-in, 50% upon wiring completion, 75% upon trim completion, and 100% upon final inspection and approval. Several factors should be considered when deciding on a billing method. The complexity and size of the project significantly impact the number and frequency of payments. A larger, more complex project may warrant more frequent billing cycles. Customer preferences also play a role. Some customers prefer fewer, larger payments, while others prefer more frequent, smaller payments. Understanding the customer's preference can lead to a smoother billing process. Aligning billing cycles with your business's cash flow needs is crucial for maintaining financial stability. Consider the timing of material purchases and labor costs when establishing your billing schedule. Fluctuations in material and labor costs should also be factored into your billing schedule. Unexpected cost increases can impact profitability, so it's essential to account for these potential variations. Now let's discuss some additional tips for effective billing. Establish clear contracts outlining the billing schedule and payment terms in writing. This helps prevent misunderstandings and ensures both parties are on the same page. Consider requiring a deposit or partial payment before starting work. This deposit can help cover initial material and labor costs. Regularly document the percentage of completion on the project to support your billing statements. Accurate records provide transparency and justification for each payment request. Maintain open communication with the customer, keeping them informed about the project's progress and any changes to the billing schedule. Transparency builds trust and fosters a positive working relationship. Finally, be flexible and willing to adjust your billing practices as needed based on the specific project and customer requirements. A one-size-fits-all approach may not always be suitable. Remember that a well-defined billing strategy is a critical component of a successful home wiring project. It ensures fair compensation for your work, manages your cash flow effectively, and promotes positive customer relationships. To further elaborate on the importance of establishing clear contracts, consider the following detailed points. A well-drafted contract serves as the foundation for a successful project, minimizing the potential for disputes and ensuring that all parties understand their obligations. The contract should explicitly define the scope of work, outlining exactly what the electrical work entails. This includes specifying the number of outlets, fixtures, and circuits to be installed, as well as the type of wiring and materials to be used. Any potential changes or additions to the scope of work should be documented in writing and agreed upon by both parties. The contract should detail the payment schedule, including the amount due at each milestone and the method of payment. Clearly define the conditions under which payments will be made, such as upon completion of rough-in, wiring, trim, and final inspection. Specify any penalties for late payments and the process for resolving payment disputes. Include clauses addressing potential delays, such as those caused by weather, material shortages, or unforeseen site conditions. Outline the process for notifying the customer of delays and the potential impact on the project schedule. Address the issue of insurance coverage, including liability insurance and workers' compensation insurance. Specify who is responsible for obtaining any necessary permits and inspections. The contract should include a clause addressing change orders, which are written agreements to modify the original scope of work. Each change order should clearly describe the changes, the associated costs, and the impact on the project schedule. Outline the process for handling disputes, such as mediation or arbitration. Specify the governing law and jurisdiction for resolving any legal issues. Include a clause addressing warranty coverage for the electrical work, specifying the duration of the warranty and the types of defects covered. Ensure that the contract complies with all applicable state and local laws and regulations. Both parties should carefully review the contract and seek legal advice if needed before signing. Consider including a clause that allows for termination of the contract under certain circumstances, such as a breach of contract by either party. Outline the process for terminating the contract and the associated penalties. Specify the responsibilities of each party regarding cleanup and disposal of debris. A comprehensive contract protects the interests of both the electrical contractor and the customer, fostering a transparent and professional working relationship. Now let's delve into the intricacies of obtaining deposits upfront. Requiring a deposit or partial payment before commencing work is a prudent practice that offers several advantages. Firstly, it provides the electrical contractor with the necessary funds to cover initial material and labor costs. This reduces the financial burden on the contractor and ensures they have the resources to start the project without delay. Secondly, a deposit demonstrates the customer's commitment to the project. It signifies their willingness to proceed and reduces the risk of the customer backing out after work has already begun. Thirdly, a deposit can help cover the contractor's overhead costs such as insurance, licensing, and administrative expenses. The amount of the deposit should be reasonable and proportionate to the overall project cost. A common practice is to request a deposit of 10 to 20% of the total project value. The deposit should be clearly stated in the contract, along with the payment schedule and other relevant terms. The contract should also specify the conditions under which the deposit may be refundable, such as if the project is cancelled due to unforeseen circumstances. It's essential to provide the customer with a receipt for the deposit and to keep accurate records of all payments received. The deposit should be used solely for the purpose of covering project-related expenses, such as materials and labor. Consider offering flexible payment options to make it easier for customers to pay the deposit. This may include accepting credit cards, checks, or online payments. Explain the benefits of paying a deposit to the customer, emphasizing that it helps ensure the project starts smoothly and that the contractor has the resources to complete the work efficiently. By requiring a deposit, electrical contractors can protect their financial interests, demonstrate professionalism, and foster a stronger relationship with their customers. Moving on to the crucial aspect of tracking progress, regularly documenting the percentage of completion on the project is essential for accurate billing and effective project management. Firstly, it provides a clear and objective basis for billing statements. By tracking progress, you can accurately determine the amount of work completed and the corresponding payment due. Secondly, it helps identify potential delays or problems early on. Monitoring progress allows you to spot any deviations from the project schedule and take corrective action promptly. Thirdly, it facilitates communication with the customer. Regularly updating the customer on the project's progress keeps them informed and builds trust. There are several methods for tracking progress, including daily logs, checklists, and photographic documentation. Daily logs should record the work completed each day, including the number of outlets installed, the amount of wiring run, and any other relevant tasks. Checklists can be used to track the completion of specific tasks such as rough-in, wiring, and trim. Photographic documentation provides visual evidence of the project's progress, which can be helpful for resolving disputes or demonstrating compliance with building codes. The percentage of completion should be calculated based on the total project cost and the amount of work completed. For example, if the project is 50% complete, then 50% of the total project cost should be billed. It's essential to maintain accurate records of all progress documentation, including daily logs, checklists, and photographs. These records should be stored securely and made available to the customer upon request. Regularly review the progress documentation with the customer to ensure they are satisfied with the project's progress. By diligently tracking progress, electrical contractors can ensure accurate billing, identify potential problems early on, and maintain open communication with their customers. Clear and consistent communication is paramount for any successful home wiring project. Keeping the customer informed about the progress of the project and any changes to the billing schedule fosters trust, prevents misunderstandings, and promotes a positive working relationship. Communication should begin before the project even starts, with a detailed discussion of the project's scope, schedule, and payment terms. The customer should be provided with a written contract that clearly outlines all of these details. Throughout the project, regular updates should be provided to the customer on the project's progress. This can be done through phone calls, emails, or in-person meetings. The frequency of updates should be determined by the project's complexity and the customer's preferences. Any changes to the project schedule or billing schedule should be communicated to the customer as soon as possible. The reason for the change should be explained clearly, and the customer should be given the opportunity to ask questions. It's important to be responsive to the customer's inquiries and concerns. Respond to phone calls and emails promptly and address any issues in a professional and courteous manner. Encourage the customer to provide feedback on the project's progress and to voice any concerns they may have. This feedback can be valuable for improving the quality of your work and ensuring customer satisfaction. Maintain a positive and professional attitude throughout the project. This will help build trust and foster a strong working relationship with the customer. By prioritizing communication, electrical contractors can ensure that the project runs smoothly and that the customer is satisfied with the results. Finally, flexibility is key to navigating the complexities of home wiring projects. Being willing to adjust your billing practices as needed based on the specific project and customer requirements can lead to greater satisfaction and stronger relationships. Not every project is the same. Some projects may require more upfront investment in materials, while others may involve unexpected challenges that impact the timeline and costs. It's important to be adaptable and to adjust your billing schedule accordingly. Some customers may have specific payment preferences or financial constraints that need to be accommodated. Being willing to work with the customer to find a mutually agreeable payment plan can foster goodwill and ensure the project's success. Unexpected issues can arise during any project, such as unforeseen site conditions, material shortages, or changes in building codes. Be prepared to adjust your billing schedule to account for these issues. Communicate any changes to the billing schedule to the customer promptly and explain the reason for the change. Document all changes to the billing schedule in writing and obtain the customer's approval. By being flexible and adaptable, electrical contractors can navigate the challenges of home wiring projects and ensure customer satisfaction. In addition to the aforementioned points, it's crucial to consider the following electrical code requirements to ensure safety and compliance. Adherence to the National Electrical Code, or NEC, is paramount. This code provides comprehensive guidelines for electrical installations to minimize the risk of fire and electrical hazards. Familiarize yourself with the latest edition of the NEC and ensure that all work complies with its requirements. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for protecting against electrical shock. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping the circuit breaker and preventing a dangerous voltage from building up on metal parts. Bonding connects all metal parts together to create a low impedance path for fault current. Use appropriately sized conductors for all circuits. The size of the conductor must be sufficient to carry the expected load without overheating. Refer to NEC Table 310.15b16 for ampacity ratings of conductors. Install ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, in all areas where electrical outlets are located near water, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor locations. GFCIs protect against electrical shock by detecting small imbalances in current and quickly shutting off the power. Use arc fault circuit interrupters, or AFSIs, to protect against fires caused by arcing faults. AFSIs detect dangerous arcing conditions and shut off the power before a fire can start. Ensure that all electrical boxes are properly sized and installed. Electrical boxes provide a safe enclosure for wiring connections and protect against accidental contact with live wires. Use the correct type of wiring for the application. Different types of wiring are designed for different purposes, such as indoor wiring, outdoor wiring, and underground wiring. Properly support and secure all wiring. Wiring should be supported at regular intervals to prevent it from sagging or becoming damaged. Label all circuits clearly. This makes it easier to identify circuits and troubleshoot problems. Obtain all necessary permits and inspections. This ensures that the electrical work complies with local building codes and is safe for occupants. By adhering to these electrical code requirements, you can ensure the safety and compliance of your home wiring projects. It's also important to emphasize the significance of safety precautions during electrical work. Always to energize circuits before working on them. Use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is energized before touching any wires or components. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including safety glasses, gloves, and insulated tools. Work in a well-lit and ventilated area. Avoid working in damp or wet conditions. Use only approved electrical components and materials. Inspect all tools and equipment before use to ensure they are in good working condition. Follow manufacturer's instructions for all electrical components and equipment. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician. Electricity can be dangerous, and it's important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself from injury. By following these safety precautions, you can minimize the risk of electrical shock and other hazards. Also, energy efficiency should be considered. Use energy-efficient lighting, such as LED bulbs, to reduce energy consumption and lower electricity bills. Install dimmer switches to control lighting levels and save energy. Use smart thermostats to automatically adjust the temperature based on occupancy and time of day. Seal air leaks around windows, doors, and electrical outlets to prevent energy loss. Insulate walls, ceilings, and floors to reduce heat transfer and save energy. Use energy-efficient appliances and electronics. Consider installing solar panels to generate your own electricity. By implementing these energy-efficient measures, you can reduce your carbon footprint and save money on your electricity bills.